Good morning, everyone. Coming from Reno, Nevada. Uh, Almost 9 o'clock, 9 a.m. And I think it's in Tampa. Probably it's 4 hours away. But anyway, this this lovely woman I met with the team of Bataka Alemana back in the day when I taught in Poland, and I think they taught in Poland for the first time too. I think it was the first ever bacciaturo in Warsaw, Poland, and that's the first time I met him. I'm not sure if the viral video is already out at that time. I think they are probably, but then that's the first time I met them. Now, it was interesting because when you meet certain people at that time, there was MySpace and then Facebook. Oh my God, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
reveal how old we are, but
You're
but,
aging us.
but Troy was there too. But it just so happens when you meet certain people you don't know, but you've known them online already, you don't know how to act in person. It's like, should I act professionally? Should I be a golf ball, all right? Because they don't know me. And then we were all in the elevator, and somebody farted for crying out loud. And to
I
this
know exactly
day,
who it was.
to
I know
this
who it was.
day, we don't know who farted. I
I know
suspect
who
it
it
was
was.
Troy because he has no shame.
I do too. It definitely was her.
But anyway, we call her queen, and there are a few queens in the industry. Not that she calls herself that; she earned it. That's the reason her colleagues calls her queen. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Tanya Kinsinger or Kinsinger.
Kinsinger.
Kinsinger
Hi.
Alemana.
Yes. Hi. How are you?
Good morning, my dear.
Morning.
What
It
time
is
is it over
early.
there?
It's like almost 12. It's almost noon. But I just like woke up 2 hours ago. I had a nice sleep. I got my coffee.
I had my coffee already. I'm already done with my coffee. Not just that, after coffee, I drink 5 hour energy after about an hour. I can't, it's not enough. It's
It's
not
not
enough.
enough. You
No,
might want to get that checked.
it's not.
That's a lot
But
of
for you, your
caffeine.
personality is more energetic, so you don't really need coffee.
Eh, the older I'm getting, the more I need the coffee.
But anyways, I know you guys been to San Francisco a lot already,
Mhm.
but last time you've been to my festival, it was 10 years anniversary.
Oh wow.
Uh, yeah, usually, ladies and gentlemen, um, most people do not ask for discounts, most promoters, but I felt that I know them so much already. It's like, hey, Jorge, give me a discount. It's my 10-year anniversary, man. And they said, okay, fine. Give
Ah,
me a
it's
discount.
you.
But
It's
anyway,
you.
Arimana is coming back to San Francisco Bachata Festival, which is a 14-year anniversary.
Yay,
July,
congratulations.
yeah, July 29, 31. And she's offering something different this time. She has what we call a performance camp.
Mhm.
Tell us about this performance camp because I don't think you've ever done it at my festival before.
Right. So basically, what that is for those people that don't know, in those, because we're doing 4 hours. So in those 4 hours, the attendees, anybody who's joining that camp specifically, is going to learn a choreography, and then we're going to perform it Sunday night, and I will be
Oh, Saturday
performing it
night.
with
Saturday night because
Saturday night.
you're leaving Sunday morning.
Okay, I'm sorry. So Saturday night. So we're learning it Friday and Saturday, and then we're performing it Saturday night on stage together with myself. So dancers get to perform with me if they ever wanted to, be on stage just in general, or if they're like, oh, I've always wanted to perform with her. Like that is the opportunity at that point, and it's going to be, it's going to be catered to all levels, beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And I'm creating the choreography as we speak. So we'll have
And
something fun going
it's
on.
not, it's a solo type of program, no partnering, right?
Yes, correct. Yeah, it is a shines choreography, and all genders are welcome. Like it's not just
Nice.
like, oh, it's just ladies. It's all genders are welcome.
Okay, hold on.
Hmm.
The sun is hitting my head. Let me close the curtain.
Yeah, go for it. Let me mute my phone so I don't get crazy phone calls.
Let's see if that makes a difference. Yeah, makes a little difference.
Okay.
Let's see. All right, so that would be Saturday. I think she scheduled you around 4:30 p.m. Every
Okay.
day, like Friday and Saturday,
That's
4:30.
awesome. That means we can party the night before
Yeah,
and still be energetic for the
yeah.
camp.
Because you know, I promoted it heavy. yesterday. Now people are asking, is it going to be solo? Is it going to be couple?
Okay.
Is it going to be for a beginner? So she already
Yeah.
explained that, ladies and gentlemen. You just go ahead and register there in the website. Um, anyways, one before she left for work, Isidra asked me, he's like, can you ask her? Because I never really knew about it. How did you start dancing, Tanya?
Oh, how did I start dancing?
Yeah,
Okay. Well, the way that I started, my mom was a professional ballroom dancer.
I see.
Yeah. So I grew up with dance. I love music. She basically said, she's like, you were dancing before you're like really walking. I was just moving to music all the time.
Yeah,
So she put me in dance classes when I was younger and living in Germany. And then when we moved over, unfortunately, we couldn't continue that kind of lifestyle because obviously it gets expensive.
yeah.
So I stopped dancing altogether and I didn't start again until I was about 19. I saw a couple dancing salsa. I was a go-go dancer at
Uh-huh.
a nightclub.
Yeah,
And I saw them dancing salsa and they were doing LA style. And that was Neri Garcia and his partner then, Judy Ramirez.
I see.
And they were doing all this funky stuff and all the neck drops that we were doing back in the day. Yeah, and I was like, oh, I gotta learn this. This is amazing. What is this? I need to know about this. So then he actually started teaching me like in his house. Like he wasn't doing like studio teaching. We were just like watching videos and doing
Yeah.
those patterns. And then that's it. And that was in 2005. I was in 2005. And ever since then, I've just been dancing. And granted, like I grew up with Latin music because my best friend's Puerto Rican. So I knew of bachata, merengue, salsa, all that stuff growing up. But I just never thought it was going to be professional.
Well, I have to only ask one thing. Okay, you were when you started ballroom and when you started doing salsa, you were 19 years old. What in the world? Neri is an old guy now. He still have a baby face.
I know this guy has like Benjamin Button. I don't know what's going on. Like he's like aging in reverse. He looks pretty much the
Pretty
same
much the same.
for
Yes.
the past 15 years. It's
Yes.
crazy. He's
Some
got really
people.
good genes, but his dad's like that too. His
Oh,
dad looks
really?
really young. Like they are very well preserved.
Some people really got good genetics. I remember,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, first time I danced with Alemana was at DC Bachata Congress. I think it was a
Oh wow.
pre-party, and it was
Oh yeah, that
salsa.
was like 2009.
Yeah, I've always wondered, our bachata artists then, right? It's like, are these
Hmm.
people only dance bachata or do they dance salsa also? And
Mm.
so, I was dancing with Alemana on to salsa, mind you, ladies and gentlemen, and she was great. It's like, okay, she's versatile, all good.
Yay! I can dance.
Let's talk about by the way, I also
Hmm.
danced Dominican bachata with her. It's like, there is this misconception about bachata dancers now, especially
Yeah,
professional bachata dancers, just
right,
because they prefer one style or they teach one style doesn't mean they don't know other styles. In
right.
fact, if you request Dominican bachata with Alemana to learn from, she can do it. They're
Okay.
that versatile. It's just that they're popular of their style, Island Touch. That's
Right,
what they're popular
right.
for. But the viral video, I have to talk. We have to talk about the viral video because
Of course.
were you guys expecting it to be like 60 million freaking? Is it 60
No,
million now?
it's like it's like it's either close to 100 or it's finally hit a
Oh
hundred
my
million.
god!
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't watch it anymore, but I mean
But
that
you
was
guys, when you guys
what
did
was.
that, because you guys did this in a club, were you thinking that it's gonna go viral? It's just normal
No,
thing.
well, just like a quick background as far as that is concerned, because George and I, when we got, or Ataka and I, when
Yeah.
we got together, like bachata wasn't even on the
Nope.
horizon for us.
Nope.
Like it
Nope.
wasn't a big thing. Like
Yeah.
people weren't really performing it. It was still like, oh, it's just a social dance. So
Yeah.
we're like, we're gonna be a salsa couple. So that's what we wanted to do. But
Yeah.
doing the salsa routine at the level and the caliber that we wanted, we just weren't prepared for it. So
Right.
one of my best friends, Judy, was like, why don't you guys do bachata? Just do a show of bachata. You guys dance bachata well socially. That way people know that you guys are a couple. And we're like,
Yeah.
okay, I guess
Yeah.
we'll do that. And then we just put Extraño together in like 8 hours. And we're
Yeah.
like, all right, this way people will know we're a bachata couple, or not a bachata couple, a dance
Salsa.
couple.
Uh-huh.
Yes. And so we performed. In order to go to the social, we had to have a show, like an actual choreographed show. So we're like, all right, let's do Extraño. And then after that, we will do our salsa routine or just a salsa social dance with a little bit of choreography so people know this is what we do.
Yeah.
So we did 2 routines that night.
Right.
And we posted both of those videos up online.
Yeah.
What happened next? We did not expect. We were like, what is happening? And both videos were doing great. And then all of a sudden, the bachata one is like going crazy. And we're like, what is happening? And then we start getting hired for bachata classes. And we're like, no, that's not what we wanted. We wanted to be a salsa couple. What is happening right now? And then we just, we embrace it. And obviously we grew a love for bachata, and it's been amazing. And it's afforded us, the lifestyle that we have and being able to see the world. And we're still able to do salsa. We were still able to train
Yeah.
with some of the best in the world in salsa.
Yeah.
So, it opened that door. But yeah, we did not expect that to happen
Now,
at all.
do Extreme and you guys still get royalty from that song because you popularized that song. I don't care what they said. You
I mean, no, and
popularized that
they
song.
have said it. They have said it in the past because we did do some concerts with them, like we would perform, and they have admitted this was back in the day when we actually were like we got on Sábado Gigante together and all kinds of other stuff. So they were like, yeah, this routine, this video definitely helped
Are you
rocket this
serious?
song.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like we helped each other. As far as them getting royalties, I don't know. And the thing is that video, we actually don't own it. So I'm not sure
Oh
if
yeah,
there's
you're
any
right.
money coming from it. So it's
You're
not on
right.
our
You guys
account. So
don't
I
own
don't know.
that video. Oh my God. I wonder who authored that, and I wonder if that person is getting money.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to ask her. I'm
Yeah.
gonna ask her. But yeah, so
It's a great journey. Tell me, what's it like to be a bachata artist, and what's it like to be at least on the top two, top three, a couple like that, and what's a lifestyle like? The good and bad.
okay. Well, one, it's I think whenever you hit any kind of like stardom or
Yeah,
celebrity,
yeah,
it's definitely a little bit surreal, and it's gotten crazier as time went on because our name has gotten bigger.
yeah.
I think it's an amazing feeling when people have come up to us and they're like, oh my god, your routine is the reason why I started dancing, or I watched you guys when I was 10, which freaks me out all the time because now they're like 21 and I'm like, oh my god, I was 22 in that video and you were 10. This is crazy. But it's we hear really nice stories. We've had people come up and just break down and cry, which is also a lot, but
Mm,
it is beautiful. So it's a nice experience. However, for somebody like me who's more of an introvert
yeah.
kind of person and people wouldn't know
You
it.
and Aries, introvert. Come
I
on.
know, weird, but completely unheard of. But it does like drain me a little bit. So I love being around that energy, but then I have to like pull back and then like, be on my own. But it is a little bit overwhelming. It is beautiful, but it can be overwhelming. In the end of the day, the experiences that we've had, the ability to travel the world, to see the things that we've seen, I don't think we would have been able to do it without bachata, without dance, without the congresses, without the promoters actually hiring us and having faith, especially in the beginning when we were
Yeah,
just a YouTube video
yeah,
that
yeah,
became popular, but
yeah.
nobody knew if we could teach. Nobody knew if we could do another good show. Like, so those promoters in the beginning, like yourself and Tony Lara and stuff,
Like
like you guys
Arturo.
were
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah, like
yeah.
you're like, okay, let's hire them. Yes, they're popular. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. And you guys were willing to invest in us. So that, thank you for that. And obviously we proved ourselves. I think we're incredible instructors. And that's just kind of carried us throughout for the past 14 years. And we've been able to do what we love. And I wouldn't have it any other way, just like anything in life. And as far as work, it can be stressful,
Yeah.
but we love what we do. So it's worth it,
I mean,
you know?
in this industry, we have a small industry, as you know, compared to
Right.
Hollywood and all of that. But when it comes to Hollywood style and in our own Hollywood style world, how do you guys, in a business strategy wise, how do you guys maintain financial stability? Because only few people get to be the stars, if you know what I mean.
Hmm.
And then
Right.
when they are there, how do they maintain it? And do they have other jobs, or is the financial reward okay?
Got it. Yeah, I mean, to be an artist just in general is tough.
Yeah,
I mean, there's going to be a lot of starving artists, and you have to hustle. You have to have that drive to want to keep working. You can't just sit back. What happens with us, with Ataka, myself, and Tigre, we've
yeah,
created Island Touch. We've created a company, and we've been able to have the foresight to be like, okay, at some point, yes, you might be at the top now. At some point, it's going to go down. That's just
Right.
the nature of the beast. You can't be on top all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've been lucky enough to stay on top, but there will come a time when Ataca la Alemana is just not going to be as popular anymore. And that's fine. That's the cycle. I get it. We're
Right.
also getting older and there's a lot of new blood coming in. But we've been able to set ourselves up. We didn't just look at it as art. We are artists, but we are also business people. And understanding that, we've been able to set up different avenues of making revenue, whether it's selling merchandise, whether it's selling online classes and doing things online, because now everything's
Do you
moving
guys
online.
get endorsements as well?
We have, yes, we do have endorsements, which, we work with, like Ataka works with Fuego shoes. I have
Yeah.
Verjus, like,
Yeah.
so we have different avenues of making money. And I think that's the important part. It's not just relying on going to these congresses and teaching classes, although it's great, they're not guaranteed.
Yeah.
You're not guaranteed to be hired back every year.
Yeah.
So you have to find other ways to make money, doing things locally. So we were able to set it up to where the biggest thing I think is that residual income,
Yeah.
setting that up, making money while we're also sleeping, or while we're over here,
Yeah.
we're able to
Yeah.
make money over
Yeah.
here. That's why we created those franchise teams,
Good.
back in 2010.
Yeah.
So it's just, having that foresight to do that.
Now, when you guys make choreography like that, people buy those choreographies, right? And
Correct.
and and of course, it's a one-time fee thing, right?
Well, so are you talking about the franchise teams or when
Yeah.
somebody just hires? Okay,
When
so with the
somebody decides
franchise
to buy
teams,
your choreography, if ever there's someone who bought your choreography and for a couple or a team,
okay. So if we're talking franchise teams, they it's a seasonal based situation. So they pay per month. It's a
Yeah.
membership
Yeah.
for that season. But it's for that choreography, they get the videos, they get the breakdown. So that's how the franchise teams work. As far as people hiring us just to create choreographies, then yes, they just pay for that one choreography, one-time fee. But that is a specific either choreography that we've created for them. And that's usually the case. I don't think we've ever sold one of our choreographies to just one
I
individual.
see. I see.
We've always created something new for that team or that couple or that single person that wanted to have a solo.
Now, choreographies, when you guys create choreographies like this, because one of the things I admire with both of you is the flow of your choreography, the flow of your movements. I think it has something to do with a little bit of salsa with the flow there, because the moment he does move, it makes sense that he goes into this other move,
Right.
that you guys go into this other moves, and the flow is just great. That's one of the things about your choreographies amongst others compared to others. It's the flow is there. Now, when you guys create your choreography, how long does it take, and do you guys butt heads when you guys do choreography?
If you would have asked me that question maybe 6 years ago, I would have probably answered it. Yes, we butt heads, and it's going to take us a long time, or like 8 years ago. But
Yeah.
now I think we're at a point. We've been doing this for so long, and thanks to Rudy, he made us we had to create like 4 choreographies a year. He's like, get on it, do this, 10,000 hours. So we were like, all right, let's get to work. So
Yeah.
now it doesn't, we could, depending on how intricate it needs to be, we can create
Yeah.
a choreography in 2 hours, or we can
Nice.
create it in a couple more hours. Like it depends what's necessary. For us, we've been able to, if we need to buckle down, we can do it in a couple hours. But if we have the time, we can, we'll take it, do the skeleton, and then revisit and then adjust. So now I think we've been able to work together and have a nice flow. And that's why we're able to do like within a couple of hours types of
Yeah.
choreographies, because we understand each other, we communicate. And I think over time, we also have I think we've always had a connection, but I think when it comes to choreography, we think the same now.
No,
Like
it's
George will
good.
bust out a move. He's like, oh, what about this? I'm like, I was just thinking that. So
Great.
we definitely vibe on that, which makes it a lot easier.
That's really
Yeah.
great. Now, I know that in my heyday, I counted how many countries and I counted how many cities and locals I taught. It probably came down to like 54 to like probably 350 cities.
Oh, wow.
Now, I'm afraid to ask you this because I know it's going to be more. Do you guys ever count it?
No, I haven't. I know it's definitely over 35 countries. As far as the cities, I'm not sure. I have no clue. I know George had this one app that counted the miles And it
I
was
wish I could
only,
have
and this
done
was
that.
like,
Yeah, yeah,
it's crazy. And it only pulled it. The thing is, it wasn't completely accurate because it only pulled it from one source,
yeah.
but it was like over 1,000,000 miles within like 5 or 6. It was
Right.
insanity how much we were
Insane.
flying.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And
but I wouldn't be
I
able
know
to answer.
I know you guys told me the story where you went to Siberia of all countries, and the moment you landed in the plane, they had to give you like coat or something.
Yeah, we were not prepared. We weren't dressed for it. The moment we walked off, the thing is, they don't have the jetway like we have in the States where it's connected to the plane.
Yeah.
And we had to walk from the plane
Oh my
to the
God.
terminal. And the moment you walk out of the plane, I could feel my nose hairs freezing in my nose. It was the coldest I've ever felt. And they had to bring us boots and clothes. Like hypothermia would have set in within 10 minutes. Like it was insanely cold. It was an amazing experience and it was awesome, but it was also crazy.
Oh, by the way, going back to the elevator about the farting, I think that's not what I was talking. I know somebody farted there. We just don't know who it was. And then if I think you could still find
Troy.
this in the video, you guys. Ataka Alemana. I think I interviewed them in
Yeah,
front
you
of
did.
the
We were
elevator.
sitting on the floor.
They were both sitting, and that's when Troy farted. I think. I mean,
Yeah,
he
of
made
course
it
it was
out.
Troy. It was
He
Troy.
keeps.
It's it's Troy. Like I'm not even gonna play. It's Troy.
It
It's
was all
definitely
Troy.
it's always Troy's fault.
It's always
Always
Troy.
Troy's fault.
It's always Troy. Yeah, I had the privilege to travel with Attack Alemana. I think Belgium. That was Bachatando, one of my
Hmm.
favorite. I can't believe
Yeah, that was a fun
it's no
time.
longer there. That was really fun.
Yeah.
We did some Jack and Jill Masters there. I remember
Hmm.
dance. I think I was partnered up with Georgette. I didn't even do anything. She's on top of my head. I don't know what she did, but
You know how she got there.
yeah.
We
and
had a lot
we
of fun.
and we used
That
to
was a
make
good
fun
time.
of porno bachata. I remember George and I and uh, I think he was Gringuito or somewhere else. We were making fun of porno bachata at that time, which was the Spanish couple, right? I was like,
Right.
porno bachata, blah blah blah. So I did my workshop. They did their workshop, blah blah blah. You know, it was okay. It was decent. And then at times of porno bachata workshop, we went there just to make sure, our neighbor. Man, he was so crowded, we were put to shame.
Yeah, no, they had a big turnout. It was what was their name?
I freak
It escapes me.
Bejo or Bago or
Vega. Um it
I think,
escapes
but
my name.
they were
Yeah,
one of the few couples that really
yeah,
popularized what we call sensual now, in my opinion.
yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it definitely. I mean, it was still
yeah,
a little out there, but
yeah.
it's more in line, I guess, maybe with the new type of sensual style that we're seeing now. It wasn't the sensual style. I feel like was with Corca and Judith,
Yeah.
and then it kind of transferred into a little bit more, and then the porno bachata was a step up from that. My opinion.
Now, ever since you started bachata and
Mhm.
back at it now, and then looking at it now also, what's your view of it? I think, in my opinion, let me go first. I think it's great. I think we've grown bigger. I think we gave salsa a run for its money, but now it's like every time you go to festival, salsa and bachata are combined.
Yeah. No, I think I agree with you. It's definitely grown. It's not just the dance that you do like because you're trying to get with somebody, or it's not the song or the music that you sit out during a salsa social, because that's
Yeah,
normally what happened. Like you would have a full floor of salsa dancers. The moment bachata came on, like 75% would leave, and it's
yeah.
just a few of us still dancing bachata. So it's definitely changed. And not that bachata and salsa were ever in competition,
Hmm.
but bachata definitely exploded
Oh yeah,
and kind of took over. And I think it's great that the salsa congresses that were around, I mean, with like the LA Salsa Congress that
yeah,
was there, taking bachata in, and San Diego, and a lot of the ones that were just New York, that were just salsa, 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 salsa. They realized,
yeah.
they're like, you know what, this bachata thing also is great, and they were able to integrate it. And I'm now we have way more bachata congresses as well, just specifically, but we also have the bachata congresses that now also added salsa, so
Yeah.
there's a big merge happening,
Yeah.
which I think is great, and the community's definitely gotten bigger. I mean, I like it. I'm
What was the
happy.
best country you guys ever visited and taught?
Ooh, that's tough
Yeah.
because I just love Italy itself.
The food,
Um,
the
the
food is
food, you
exceptional.
can't deny it. The
Yeah.
history, like I love going to Italy. I love teaching over there. The people are amazing. Their energy is great. Um, I think the most overwhelming country though is Argentina.
Why?
Argentina, they are the most fanatic people and they're so beautiful,
Yeah.
but they are so fanatic. Like there was one situation where George and I were there. We were hired to do workshops and a show and to dance socially. We didn't get a chance to dance socially because the promoter said, you know what, just take pictures. We were taking pictures for 3 hours,
Yeah.
just standing there smiling for 3 hours because that's what people wanted. And when they love you, they love you. And if they
Yeah.
don't, they will let you know if they don't like you because then they don't like you. Like
Hey,
there's no in between.
I respect
I think
that.
that is,
Yeah.
yeah, no, I totally get it. I'm like, please just love me, continue loving me.
Yeah.
That's fine. But I think that's probably the most overwhelming country. But I love going there because, like I said, they're just beautiful people and they just mean well, but they're just very
Yeah.
fanatic. But
Now,
yeah,
have you been to Japan?
yes, we haven't
And
been in a really long
and were
time.
you able to get a break during social dancing?
You know what? In Japan, yes. The issue, it wasn't an issue. It was Korea that I felt I
Oh,
couldn't get a break. Korea was where it was a little bit tougher. Japan, I was able to actually like
yeah.
relax a little bit every now and then. Yeah,
By the way, when I went to Korea, when I taught at South Korea, actually, man, the level of dancing there
it's crazy.
was pretty impressive, and
They're
even their
amazing.
beginners class are on too.
They're amazing.
I was
But
so
I mean,
thrilled.
just look at the hip hop dancers from out of
Yeah,
Korea. Like they're
yeah,
so incredibly talented. I'm
yeah,
like I was surprised, but then I'm like, I'm not surprised because I don't know what's in the water over there,
yeah,
but they can do it all. And they can do it at a very high level.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever went to Philippines? Get invited to the Philippines? Not yet.
No, no, I've been
Ooh,
wanting to
ooh.
go.
I'm sure
Yeah.
my friend who's a promoter there, what's his name? Wainuski.
Mhm.
His parents are Polish, but he was born in the Philippines. He's the one who's
Oh
doing
wow.
Boracay Latin Dance Festival. You got 5 days in Manila, and then you got 5 days in Boracay, where Boracay is one of the best resorts, top five resorts in the world.
Oh wow.
You're talking about white sand, and
Ah,
yeah,
give us a call.
yeah,
Would love to
you'd love
go.
it. Yeah, you'd love it. But anyways, what's a day like for Alemana? She wakes up, she drinks coffee, and then what?
Ah, okay. So a day normally consists of if I can get my butt out of bed, which I didn't do today. I normally go to the gym. I wake up, go to the gym, get my workout on, come back, have my coffee, have my protein shake, all that stuff. And then I just like I go on my computer and I do administrative work. There is
Yeah,
still administrative work. I'm
so
not just
much.
dancing all the time.
Yeah,
So I do that. And then if I have choreographies that I have to create, I'll do that. Now in the age of social media, we got to create content. So
yeah,
sometimes I'll create content
yeah.
for that. But generally it's like it's a relaxed day. I get to hang out with friends, have lunch, but it's nothing spectacular. Like I'm not like doing all this crazy stuff. I'm like
What about
whatever's on.
you guys? You do online classes now too, right?
Well, we do like pre-recorded. We were doing
I
live
see.
ones during the
I see.
pandemic.
Okay.
And right now they are being recorded and we have to get back to doing the live classes, but right now it's just recorded classes that's on our websites. I am creating my own portal as well, like just the Alemana
Cool.
one where it's just styling and stuff.
Yeah.
That's going to
Yeah.
come up soon. But yeah, but that doesn't take up the whole day.
No, it doesn't. Yeah. I mean, of course you watch movies, whether you watch movies in the
Yeah.
theater or you watch movies at Netflix in the TV or something.
Hmm.
All of those good
Exactly. I
things.
get to live my life. I have a very nice, relaxed, stress-free life. I feel like I'm very lucky at this age to just be chilling. And I live in a state that's like retirement time.
Oh
Like
yeah.
it's great.
Yeah. Can't go wrong with you can't go wrong with Florida actually.
No.
It's just yeah. And I've been to Tampa before where you guys invited me for like a cruise. By the way,
Yes, our cruise, our Tampa cruise.
that was the only cruise I've ever did or done. You know why?
Why? Because
I got traumatized. We had a
it was,
storm.
yes, that's the bad thing with Florida. We got those hurricanes that come in and you never know. And yeah, I will say was it the last day or the last 2 days? It was,
It,
I remember I
we
got
were in
thrown
the
from one
middle of
side of
the
the ship
sea,
to the other one.
stuck there.
Yeah, it was just not good. Yeah, that was, but we can't control the weather, unfortunately,
No,
but
no.
I understand why you'd be traumatized.
Well, I understand that like the Aventura cruise is a sellout right now. I mean,
Oh yeah,
it's
they're
always
doing
sold
amazing.
out. So yeah, that's a
They're
good
doing
thing. But
amazing.
yeah, now when you guys teach, when you teach, I'll ask you specifically, just you alone. When you teach,
Mhm.
and especially, do you usually teach beginners, or they're usually, in my opinion, probably advanced and intermediate already, right? I mean,
Um,
with the crowd, like, because when you guys teach, there are like thousands of people in the audience.
right.
How do you how do you dial that in that everyone is learning? You know?
Yeah, it definitely makes it tough when you have like 600, 1,000, 2,500 people. Again, amazing to just do that.
Of course.
But um yeah, I mean generally I think with the promoters the way they set it up is just we just say let's just do an all levels class. And the way that we do it, the way that we've started to construct it the past couple of years is because people enjoy partner work more than footwork generally. You have like a smaller community that just wants footwork. So we've constructed our classes to where we'll do about half to maybe a little bit less than half of footwork in the beginning, and then we include the partner work. And the way that we do it is we start from a beginner level footwork, like 1A count of beginner stuff, the next A count of more intermediate, and then it goes to advanced. So it's more progressive on both sides,
Yeah.
footwork and partner work. So
Yeah.
everybody can still get something out of it, and feel like they've accomplished and they've learned something in the class and it was still geared towards them. Now, unless the class is specifically a certain level, that's how we do it. If it's a
Yeah.
certain level, we cater to that level. And we
Right.
make sure, we tell the students, we're like, this is an advanced class. So if you're not advanced, just understand this is where we're at. This is what we're learning. You are more than welcome to continue trying it out and learning it and challenging yourself. But just know that this is the level of the class.
Yeah.
But generally, we get the all levels classes.
Was there at any point in your career, Tanya,
Mhm.
that I was like, you know what, I'm getting tired of this. I don't know. At one point in my career, well, besides the bald head, because when you guys met me,
You
I
look
had,
great. You look great.
when you guys met me, I had hair, and
Mhm.
I think that we were one of the top six, top seven teaching all over the world because we were the only ones.
Yeah,
But,
it's
but
true.
I had hair at one time. Camille and I was looking at the video I was performing. Was like, shit, I'm losing hair.
It's like, what is this? It's a
I
little
think I should
crazy.
become a promoter or something.
That's amazing.
that's that's what I did. But there
That's
was
what
a
did it.
point.
Your hair made you
Yeah,
become a promoter.
there was a point in my life where it's like, I'm getting tired of this. And then when
Yeah,
I did, let me take a little break here. It just calls me. I mean, what was that
yeah.
like for you if you ever had that moment?
I definitely have. I don't believe George ever had. Like I
Yeah.
mentioned before, being an introvert, he's an extrovert. Like I get drained very quickly. And
Yeah.
the thing is we were going full force since 2010. So from 2010 to about 2017, 2018, it
Yeah.
was every single weekend at every Congress. And a lot of it was overseas. Like we weren't doing a lot of domestic stuff.
Yeah.
So we were going from the US to Europe, Europe back. And we were doing tours for a while. And then I was like, I got to be home. I want to be in my own bed, in my own space. I'm going crazy just touring for 3 weeks
Yeah.
in countries that I don't know the language. The food doesn't sit well with me. Like it was just very uncomfortable. And then we would just go home. So we would leave on a Thursday and then fly over and then come back on a Monday. And we have 2 days at home. But now you're trying to adjust to time. It was a lot. And the thing is for me, doing that, not getting sleep, not having the proper diet, not being able to spend time with the people that I care about, all that stuff just added up. I started to lose my memory. I couldn't think straight. I became depressed. I started gaining weight. Like it was just one after the other. So probably around, I want to say 2016, I became, I suffered from depression before,
Yeah.
but it came back. And I was like, George, I don't know if I can keep going. I don't know if I want to keep going. And I was very close to just wanting to quit.
Yeah.
And that's when he was like, all right, we need to make a change. Cause we were thinking about living in Europe for a year that
Yeah.
following year. And I
Yeah.
was like, I can't do it. So we said, okay, no, let's not do that. And that's when we were living in LA and we said, let's go back to Florida, which is where our families are, our
Yeah.
friends. And that helped. And then we finally started saying no to events. And we're like, no, we're not available. And we were able to, adjust the schedule. Not that we didn't have that choice before,
Yeah.
but now it was like important. It was very important for us to do that. So yeah, I definitely went through it. and I talked to other, specifically the ladies in the scene, whether it's salsa or bachata, that have also experienced that in their career. I
Oh,
don't
I've
know if the guys
experienced that.
really do that much, but
I've experienced because there was 3 years period with me and Camille. We went
yeah.
all over Europe, no breaks.
Hmm.
I know exactly what you went through. Where God, what's my personal life now? And
Yeah.
Isidra, I was already going out with Isidra at that time.
Yeah. And you didn't see her. You didn't get to
No,
see her. It
no.
was through a phone.
Yeah. It was through a phone, and I could tell. And there was a time where I get excited to fly. You go to the airport, blah blah blah,
Of course.
and then there
Not
was a
anymore.
time where I got annoyed at the airport.
Oh, I was terrible. My
Yeah,
patience was, it was non-existent.
I can
Everything pissed me
relate.
off. Everything. It was terrible. I
I
hated
can
the person that I was becoming.
Oh yeah, yeah. I,
Yeah.
I could totally relate to that. Now, what's your advice for up and coming young ones that
Okay.
are, I want to be like Alemana. You know, what's your advice when they're like,
Be better. Be better. But I think the advice is, what I would say is, let's see, you know, enjoy it, try to enjoy it as much as possible.
yeah,
But continue putting in the work. I think a lot of times, and I don't want to say it's this new generation, but with social media, they get this popularity online and they get all the
instantly,
follows
yeah, yeah,
instantly, and then it's an ego boost. I understand that, but then it just seems like the work isn't put in anymore,
yeah.
and especially in the teaching part, the
Oh my
teaching
God, yes,
aspect, there
yes,
it's not a lot of work put in. So I would say for anybody coming up, really focus on becoming an excellent instructor.
yes,
Do the dancing, obviously, the performance. If you can't put a choreography together, there's no shame in that. Not everybody is meant to do that. Hire somebody to create the choreography for you.
yeah,
Hire the people that you know create good choreographies that you like, and just do it that way.
yeah,
But I think people really need to focus, especially the new ones need to focus on the teaching aspect, because you're touching more people that way
yeah,
than with the show. Like, they get more out of your classes. So
yeah.
that's, as an instructor, at least for me, I think that's more, that's something to really focus on. So for the new ones, focus on your instructing, put in the work, take the classes. The likes are great, but you need to be better.
Yep, I agree with that. Focus on your teaching because you could teach even when you're 80, 90 years old.
Exactly.
You know?
Once you're, this is still the entertainment industry. Like I said, at some point, I think a lot of
Yeah,
them are going to go like this, and it's
yeah,
going to go when we're looking older,
yeah.
which we already do. So at some point, people are going to be like, I don't know if I want to see those two doing this anymore, which is fine. That's the circle of life.
Trust me,
But
I
we
still
can
get
teach forever.
surprised. I was born in 1966, right? Jeez, I'm old. I was born
What?
in 1986. I still get a shock moment I ask people's birthday because I have a regular job now. I ask people's birthdays like, yeah, I was born in 1986. I was like, what the fuck? 1990? What the fuck?
I'm 86. But you don't hear 19 anymore. Now you hear, oh, I was born in 2001.
Yeah,
What?
that's ridiculous.
That's the only thing to me. I'm like, what? I still feel like 1990 was only like a few
Yeah,
years ago, like not that long ago.
yeah.
And now I'm like, oh my God, that was over 30 years ago.
Now, are you a dog person or a cat person?
I am, if I had a choice, I'm a dog person. I like cats. I'm learning to like cats. Like, some friends have cats, but I'm a dog person all the way. I would love to just be surrounded by a bunch of dogs all the time.
Yeah. Do you have pets
Mostly
right
pit
now?
bulls. Yes, I do. His name is Sparrow. He's a pit
Okay.
bull. He's
Yeah.
cute. He's
Oh
not
yeah.
here, but
So you have
yeah.
to do you do have to do the regular routine like twice a day. You have to walk the dog and let
Yeah,
her do her
put a lot of
thing.
money into training, like leash walk, because he's a pit bull. So they have a bad
Oh
rap.
my God. Yeah.
They're the
Yeah.
most beautiful dogs on the
Yeah.
planet, super
Absolutely.
docile. But we did the training, and he's amazing. Oh,
Yeah.
he's so good. He's a good one.
Now, what are the next project for you? I'm sure you got offers and I'm sure you got ideas.
So the next projects for me, I mean, like I said, I'm creating my online portal, which is going to
Yeah.
be live classes, recorded classes, working on that. And then I would like to eventually create women's retreats.
Nice. It's a
And
great
that's been an
idea.
idea for like I've had this for a long time. It's just now getting, the ball actually rolling. So I have a couple of things already in the pipeline to line that up starting for next year. And it's, small events. I'm not trying to create a Congress. This is not a
Yeah,
Congress situation. This is
yeah,
like a wellness retreat where it's just a certain amount of women get together, some amazing artists and dance as
yeah,
well as other things. And that's going to be my focus. The older I get, it's just, things change, and
yeah.
I want to, I've always had a passion of like working with women and working with kids. So that would be the women's aspect. And then I was just told recently that a program that I used to do back in 2008 called Dancing Classrooms,
Uh-huh.
which was an amazing program, is coming back to where I live. And I'm like, oh, so I get to, and Dancing Classrooms is teaching kids in school
Yeah,
ballroom dancing.
right.
And I'm super excited. So hopefully I get to start doing that next year. So that
Love
would
it.
be the next thing.
I mean,
Yeah.
going back to your background, ballroom dance, one of my favorite when it comes to dance background or dance foundation, of course, Bali is there
Right.
for most women. Bali's there, and men also, by the way. Uh,
Yeah.
but for me, ballroom because that foundation is so great when it comes to perfection of techniques, but
Hmm.
also the way you teach, the way your teacher teach, where everything is broken down.
Yeah. There's
And
detail.
especially Roomba, right? Just
Yeah.
the way it's broken down. And so I love it that you came from ballroom. Most of us either came from martial arts or ballroom or some
Right. Some
other
kind of
dances.
like disciplined. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Now, you're an Aries. You just had a birthday like a few
Hmm.
months ago.
Hmm.
What, how does a man impress you? You
They
didn't see that.
don't.
You didn't see that coming. It's like,
They don't.
like, I have a lot of friends that are Aries, so
They don't. That's an Aries answer. They don't impress me.
That's funny. That is so hilarious.
I said what I said.
You are you because I know you used. I was surprised you say you're an introvert. So you
Yeah.
don't do the approach then, because most Aries that I know are extrovert. They do the approach, man.
It's funny because the Aries that I know actually secretly are introverts. Like
Oh my
it's
God.
not like it's not that we're shy,
Yeah.
because I don't think I'm a shy person. I can be timid in certain situations, but I think I'm just selective at that point.
Yeah.
Um, but I think it comes more, and the more I've learned about it, because I was like, oh yeah, introverts are shy. I'm like, well, I'm not shy, but the thing is for me, for introverts and the Aries that I know, is that we can be out in a crowd and we can have fun, we can be the life of the party, but then afterwards we got to retreat. Like we'll just leave if we're like, okay, this, I'm on empty, I can't do this. We leave, and then we got to like recharge for a day, and then you won't hear from us for a day because
Yes.
we're at home watching TV or just doing something for us. And that's, I think, where the whole introvert aspect comes in, because I can party, I'll go out to the club, I'll have fun,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
when I'm done, I'm done, and I'm leaving, and don't nobody talk to me.
But the Aries side of you is that when you tackle onto a project, you
Hmm.
really go full out. You go 100%, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We don't half-ass it. Like if I'm gonna do it, if I really want to do it, I'm gonna do it at 100%.
Yeah.
Like there's no reason to just do it half-ass. But if
Yeah.
it's like a project that I'm like, I really don't enjoy it, then I don't give my 100%.
Now, have you ever experienced in your years of dancing socially badly where you got injured? Does that
Oh
still
yeah.
happen?
Oh yeah.
Oh my
Absolutely.
God,
I
really?
try to not have it happen. Like I feel like I've created a frame and I can read the signs, but sometimes it's completely out of my control. I remember in, I want to say 2019, I think it happened. We were in Rome, and it was a sensual dance, and nothing against sensual dancers. I love them. However, some of the movements can be dangerous if they're not
Especially if you do it all
executed
night like
properly.
that.
Exactly. Like the back bends and the dips all night. I can't, I'm 36. I can't do that anymore. But there was one situation where my lead took my back, squeezed it, did this, and I felt a pop, and I was like,
Oh,
ooh, that's not good. The next day, I couldn't stand up straight. I was
yeah,
bent over at like a 45-degree angle.
yeah.
And thank God we knew somebody who knew a physical therapist. And for 2 hours, he had to work on my back and lift my shoulder blade and massage them. It was so painful.
Yeah.
But what he said was, it was like I was standing like this, but if I was standing straight. So it's like all of my muscles were just twisted in my back because of that movement. And that was 3 years ago. So
Yeah.
yeah, it still happens, but yeah, I know
But
the signs. So
this is one of the things. This is my problem with social dancing now, because
yeah,
leads should be able to consider the consequences, because there is body
right,
rolls here and there, and there is that certain
of course.
upper body lead, but the follow cannot do that all night. This is like working out. If you work your biceps, you're doing curls, you can't do that all night.
Yeah, no, at some point something's gonna snap.
Yeah. you know.
So I think what it is though, I could be wrong,
Yeah,
but I do feel a lot of students now, whereas in the past we were taking a lot of classes in the studio and we were
absolutely.
consistent in the studio classes and we were learning foundations. A lot of students now, one, are on YouTube, like everything's just available online. As far as YouTube is concerned, because it's free and
Yeah,
they're not getting the proper instruction. And a lot of them are just taking classes in workshops.
yeah,
And workshops are not catered for foundational purposes unless it's a foundational class.
yeah,
So I think that's really where the injuries come in. The instructors, I do know the essential instructors or whoever, like they'll say, look, you need to be careful when you do this
yeah.
move. Don't do this to everybody. I do hear them say that. The problem is the students, it either doesn't register, they don't care, it goes out in one and out the other, but they just don't have the foundation at this point. And I think it's because they're not taking classes in studios anymore,
Yeah,
or not as much.
I think, like what Tanya is saying here, ladies and gentlemen, there's a difference between taking a class, taking a training, and then taking a workshop.
Mhm.
Workshop and a class could be a temporary thing because you just happen to be in the area, you want to take a class.
Right,
Training is
right.
all about consistency.
Hmm.
With the class, somebody corrects you, you have to do repetitions of techniques just to make sure. And we both agree here that that's lacking right now because of the venue and vehicle that our industry provides with social media, TikTok,
Right.
you name it. I was just watching a TikTok. Oh, you do this and you do that. They don't even speak. It's
No,
like,
yeah, it's just words.
yeah, it's like,
Which I'm like, okay, I'm guilty of it because I do footwork, but I'm not
yeah,
injuring anybody doing it. I don't know. I'm not doing partner work. Like, it's just me. You
yeah,
just hurt
pretty
yourself.
much.
But
Now, what's your view on all of these scandals that's happening in their industry? Sex scandals, sex aggressors, harassment, and all of that stuff. Because I know you've been all over the world. I'm sure
mhm.
you've probably seen or witnessed or heard about it.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely heard about it through social media, and we've had, instances where I've had women come up to me and they've confided in me. Um, I think it's nothing new.
Yeah,
It's been happening. It's human nature. This is just a microcosm of what's happening in the world in general. So it's nothing new. We've
yeah,
had salsa dancers from 20 years ago that caught a case finally after however many years they were doing stuff. So it's nothing new. However,
and
it is
yes,
more.
he was my first salsa instructor. But anyways,
But I'm not going to name any names.
yeah,
However, like I said, it's nothing new.
yeah,
It's unfortunate that it's still happening, and it is happening um, more often.
yeah,
Um, and I'm not going to say then it should, because it shouldn't happen at all.
yeah,
But we do see it a lot more. I think because people are now talking about it more, they're actually calling people out about it. They're not afraid to talk about it, which I think is great.
yeah.
It's unfortunate, but I think everybody needs to stay vigilant when it comes to that. Like, if you're going to a Congress, whether you're a man or a woman or whatever gender you identify with, you need to go with people that
Yes,
are going to be able to take care of you and watch you, because there's a lot of drinking going on. There's all kinds of stuff. It's a party atmosphere. It's the
yeah,
entertainment industry. We're having fun. People are trying to de-stress. So sometimes we act out of character, but it's important to have a group of people with you that can take care of you. With that being said, I think the events need to make sure that they have the space available, whether it is when there is an incident, how is that handled? Are there people that they can go to?
Yeah.
Maybe offering workshops. Like we just recently had a workshop at the Chicago Festival that was consent-based dancing. So we had somebody teach, I think it was a 2-hour workshop that people were able to attend. And then she was the designated person for if there was ever an incident, anybody was made to feel uncomfortable, anything happened, she was the one to talk to, who then would reach out to whatever the proper
Nice.
authorities were. And I think that's really important, especially now for the events to start implementing within their congresses. And then, having like Bigot for ages has been on stage. I mean, he's been emceeing for forever.
Yes.
And every time he's on stage, he is making it a point to say, no means no,
Yeah.
maybe means no, only yes is yes. And if she changes her mind, or if he changes his mind, then that's it. So like it's having that. Obviously he delivers it with humor, so it's easily digestible. But I think it's just important that everybody is involved. It's not just like up to everybody individually. I think we all need to work together to make sure that,
Yeah.
the people that are doing it get called out and they don't get hired back.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. Oh my God!
Because it's
I
mostly the
almost
artists.
forgot to ask you this, because what was the experience like singing with Grupo Extra? What the hell was that? What were you guys thinking? It's like, oh my God, I actually sounded good. What was the project like?
It was interesting, because
Yeah.
it's funny, because we were talking about it for a while.
Yeah.
And Rudy was like, oh, you guys, you know what? Like, you guys are this bachata couple. It would be cool if you just had a song together. Like, you don't even have to sound good. Just like make the song. People would still love it. They love you. Like, it's just something different to do.
Yeah.
And we're like, really? Like, we can't sing. Like, George heard me in the shower. He's like, she can hit a couple notes sometimes, but in general, no. But that was an ongoing thing for a while. And then we've created a relationship with Grupo Extra from like 2010, from the
Sure.
Paris Bachata Festival,
Yeah.
when we first
Yeah.
met them.
Yeah.
So we've had this relationship with them. What happened was we started singing. We brought the idea of singing. We really marinated and brought the idea to Kevin Cosmos. And he was like, I'm down, let's do it. And then at
Yeah.
some random event that we were at in Italy, he's like, let's just record this song. We're like, okay. So we recorded Calma.
Yeah.
And Fidel from Grupo Extra, the manager, heard
Yeah.
the song. He's like, oh shit, they can actually sing.
Yeah.
They don't
Yeah.
sound that bad.
Yeah.
And that's when we created, we went to the DR. That was 2019 that we went in December. And we recorded a whole album with them. And it was an amazing experience. It was, for me, definitely, I was scared because I'm like, I don't sing in
Well,
front of people.
how long did it take you to learn the lyrics? Because I know you don't speak Spanish, right?
Yeah, no. So no, I don't speak Spanish. I'm just lucky that I can enunciate the words properly. I sound
Yeah.
like I'm Latina, but
Right.
I don't know what I'm saying. So I was able to just read the lyrics. I can read in Spanish, no problem.
Yeah.
And that's what was happening. So I was reading the lyrics as I'm singing it into the microphone, and getting corrected, like it's not the right feeling or whatever. I'm like, all right, I'll work on it. Tell me the lyrics, translate it for me. So that, I mean, it was cool. And then obviously singing the songs over and over again,
Yeah.
then it just becomes memory. So
Right.
when we did the concert, I was able to remember the lyrics just through memory. Again, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just knowing, okay, what's the next
Right.
word?
Right.
It's just,
Right.
it's
Right.
weird how the brain works. But yeah, no, it's been like an absolutely incredible experience. And it's just something different that we were able to do and experience. And now we're like, oh shit, we say, I'm not
No,
trying to be
it's good.
Beyonce. I never will be. I know my strengths, and singing is not my strength, but it was fun. It was a good
No,
time.
it's great. It's good to do anything one time, and
Right.
if it ever clicked, then you do it again. That's just the
Yeah.
way it is in the industry.
And so far people like it, so it's great.
Yeah, people liked it. I like the setting that you guys did the video there. That was good. Fidel is on top of it. I know
He's
Fidel.
amazing.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a great guy. And I like Grupo Extra in general because they pay homage to just about every genre of bachata, which is
Yeah.
really good. So, but that was a good. I wasn't surprised you guys got there, but I was kind of surprised on how good you guys sounded.
I think you and everybody else, they were like, wait, what? What is happening
Not
right
just
now?
that, I was like,
Granted,
and I'm like, what the fuck? Tigre can sing?
yes. Yes, when I heard it too, I was like, wait, he holds a note. He can do this.
Yep, yep.
Granted, obviously, when you go in a studio, they can make adjustments,
Yes,
but
of
you
course.
still got to sound to a certain
Of
degree
course.
good enough, So, yeah, no, I think we were all surprised,
I
and
think it was a
everybody else was
brilliant
like,
idea. I like the idea to both have the respect for the dancers and the respect for the musicians like that and working together
mm-hmm,
like that, because
yeah,
usually even in the salsa world that doesn't happen, but
mm-hmm,
with the guys that you did right there, I think that there should be more like that out of respect for each other for
right.
that department, you know but anyways, I think we went over an hour. Tanya, it's been
Already?
great.
Wow.
It's been great chatting with you. I know we'll hang out more and chat more at San Francisco Bachata Festival
Yes,
on
for sure.
July 29, 31. And some people here are looking forward to see you and take your workshop with particularly the boot camp, the performance camp.
Yes, we're gonna have a good time. So
Yeah,
if you haven't signed up yet, make sure to get that pass
yeah,
right
yeah.
now. And join me because we're gonna be performing it Saturday night, which is the main night
The main night.
on
Yeah,
stage.
yeah, yeah,
And I'm gonna be there with you. Like
yeah,
you guys aren't gonna be by yourself. So,
yeah.
please join.
So one more question here.
Hmm.
Oh no, you're scheduled to go to Hawaii this year or next year.
This year.
But that's in Maui, right?
Yes.
Oh, think about it. Mine is in April. It's in
Well, we
Oahu.
can always talk
It's on
about it.
Oahu. It's on
Hey,
Oahu, which is my favorite island of all the islands. Oh, because I'm not a chill person. Well, I'm on the cusp. I'm a Cancer Leo. The Cancer in me is introvert. The Leo is in me is. If you've known Tigre, I'm like that.
oh yeah, no, yeah, you're just as crazy.
But anyway, Tanya, it's been great. I'm going to tag you in this one.
Yay,
Man,
thank you.
I think we found out a lot of things today about you. So that's a good
No,
thing.
thank you. And thank you for having me. And I will see you in like a month.
All right. Bye for now, my dear.
All right, bye.